We do not have our own political party. There's some pretty deep history about why we don't have our own political party, but of course we're all supposed to support Hillary Clinton or whoever is there for our best interests. So what the hell, what I want to talk about a little bit is what does it mean to run for office as a worker? And we view things very differently than what Jared Polis, who calls himself an inclusive capitalist, which I find is awesome. I'm a very proud socialist, and I've been for about 20 years. And I want to say, I want to address what that means very clearly, because, I say very often, 20 years ago, when I told people I was a socialist, they thought I was Joseph Stalin, and today they think I'm Bernie Sanders. So when we talk about socialism as workers, which is a philosophical methodology that has been taken from us by capitalism, right? When we talk about socialism as workers, we talk about a democratically run economy. Now, if you go into the Kaiser Permanente and you talk to the LPNs and the MAs and the registered nurse and you said, I'm a socialist, I'm for a democratically run economy, they'll look at you as though you walked off a UFO, right? And the reason behind that is because capitalism has so penetrated the thoughts and the minds of the workers is that we can't imagine anything other than being wage slaves. It's very, very difficult for us to consider anything else. And so the job, the task of a workers' candidate is to blow the fuck out of that mindset and ruin it, right? Because we cannot survive as a species being subordinate to capital any longer, right? We cannot live, I live out there in Lafayette on the shale where the oil and gas industry wants to come and drill right underneath my kids' elementary school, right? And when they talk about their power, they base it in mineral rights, right? This is property. This is property. So what they are suggesting to me, to all the families there at Pioneer Elementary, it's a Title I school, a lot of Latinos, all working class folks, is that their mineral rights are more important than the lives of our kids, which is absolutely insane, right? And so when we talk about running as a workers' candidate, we talk about taking back the economic system itself. And that is no small task. If we were to continue along these lines, Boulder County would continue having poverty. For one, before I forget, I want to thank the Democratic Socialists of America for keeping this fire burning here, man. You guys have done so much damn work between Denver and the Medicare for All rally and everything else here. You're really, in some ways, the only game in town, and it's really, I'm proud to know you. I'm not just brown-nosing. So, as we're taking this campaign for county commissioner, we view it very differently, and I'll wrap up here quick. Most electoral politics are prescribed to people as you're going to vote for somebody, and that person is going to go into some office and fight in place of you, right? It's absolutely insane. No social change has ever come like that in the history of humankind, right? So we have to dispel with that. We have to start talking about using the election and the campaign and the office to build the grassroots power of workers and peoples from the bottom up, right? That's what a workers candidate is going to do. Nobody's going to get to be a county commissioner and suddenly everything is going to be okay. Anadarko is not going to leave town if I win this election. I'd like to think that they would, but they won't, right? So when we talk about this stuff and we start talking about what Mayday is really all about, and I'm also very proud Chicago native where all the shit really started. We talk about what would labor look like in Boulder County. For one, working people in Boulder County are totally invisible, right? We've got over 200,000 workers in Boulder County that come and build these roads and plumb the toilets for all of these mansions up on the hill. And at the end of the day, those workers are paid so poorly, they're all supposed to leave Boulder County and go back to Brighton or wherever else they can afford to live, right? So when we talk about workers here in Boulder County, workers need to be able to be paid wages that can help them afford to live in the community that they serve, right? The county commissioners like to do a lot and talk a lot of lip service about affordable housing. Well, what the hell is affordable housing if the community is pooling money to offset crappy wages from the employers of Boulder County? All that is a subsidy of low wages. Nobody's talking about increasing the wages of Boulder County workers. That's something that has to change. One final thing that we want to talk about in this campaign and that we want to start building, because believe it or not, movements do not get delivered to our homes like a box from Amazon that you can unwrap. They have to be built from scratch through hard work and determination. We want to talk about what an actual labor council in Boulder County could look like. And when I say that, I want to be specific. This doesn't mean just the aristocracy of labor like myself. This means the undocumented workers. This means the workers that cannot speak English. This means the non-union workers. This means those subcontractors that get pawned off that don't get paid, any health care benefits or anything like that. But what if we could start pulling workers together in Boulder County into a room where the workers could start to hear the power of our own voice and start running county government directly from the working class up? So somebody might suggest that there's a name for that, and it's actually a Soviet. It's been done before. So I don't want to put the fear of revolution into the hearts of the 1%, but I think that they could use a little bit more fear. It might translate well for everybody. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Happy May Day. Devote the entire rest of the year to working class struggle and socialism, and let's move from there. Thank you.